I think we'll get started. Howdy, Pete. I think it might just be you at the moment. I'm not entirely sure. And I'm not entirely sure how long this will be. I just kind of wanted to break the not doing this. So that's why we're doing it. Because I've kind of got in a bit of a not hitting the button rut. So that's why we're here. And basically, we need to be speeding through some time once I've done a few jobs. How are you feeling now, Pete? Are you feeling a bit more with it after the angiogram? That's the right word, isn't it? I had completely forgotten that last time we brought ourselves a new planter and a cultivator. And we put in a onion garden, I think it was. It's been so long since I've been on it. So we'll put some stuff away. And then we're going to skip a bit of time and basically try and get to November and maybe cut the grass. Is the plan. But yeah, I'm not sure how long this will be because I'm kind of tired. I almost had a peak nap earlier. I was completely falling asleep in the chair at lunchtime. I'm quite impressed that you're not covered in bruises from that. Head's been mixed today, actually. And a few things that made it hurt a bit, but... And the brain's not too bad either. So... brain's surviving. I think it's probably not wrong, actually. The meds are finally catching up with my headaches after 2 weeks, which is good. And on Tuesday, I'm off to the docks, so I think we'll stick that there. We'll leave that outside. I'm just thinking about how my missus reacts to blood tests, and you had what's kind of essentially a giant blood test. So no sign of the oxygen yet. I keep thinking that I must have missed the letter or a text for the appointment, but nope. They are here. They are being pretty useless with that one. I get the feeling it's like one person that sorts it, and maybe they've gone on a really long holiday. I think I'm going to sleep through the night now. Yeah, I'm also waiting for the new appointment for seeing the headache consultant. So they have apparently written to me with a new appointment. It just hasn't turned up yet. So what are the great demands? Are there anything that we have? Yeah. Right, let's get that put in the production. I think this is one of my favorite bits of kit on here. I think this is one of my favorite bits of kit. Yeah, so at the moment, I'm waiting to hear from the headache consultant because they cancelled my appointment last weekend. And normally with that, they will text when the appointment's ready as well as write. So I'm waiting for that. And then I'm also waiting for the oxygen clinic. So that's sorted. We're in first person view. Yeah, so I'm just basically waiting. Feels like I'm just waiting for a lot of appointments at the moment. So lots of food in the grazing buffer, which is good. The grass is still growing, so I think we can just skip again. But yeah, it's just literally like waiting for appointments to talk to doctors about that stuff. Yeah. And the oxygen therapy one is going to have been so long by the time I actually get to talk to someone. It will have been pretty ridiculous. We've still got food. They've still got loads of food. And I think it's going to have been... I think it'll be about 4 months by the time I actually get to talk to them. Having already waited 8 months to see the first doctor the first time. And my dad's just gone on a waiting list for more spinal surgery, and because it's not a life-threatening emergency, the wait is 18 months. Or a £10,000 private bill. I could probably just get some from work. Not sure if they have oxygen at work, actually. It's probably not one of the gases they use at work. I don't think there's any reason not to skip again. Just want to quickly double check because we planted the barley. Looks like it needs weeding, but we'll do that at another point. So yeah, just skip ahead and then we can mow some grass and do something productive. The sheep are still grazing, so I think they're okay. Because I've got Akimobile's mod, which tells you when you run up to it. So we've just now got to the point where there is nothing in the grazing buffer. So yeah, we might have to start feeding them soon. And they've got a few months before they are going to have reproduced. How's the production looking? We need to move the wool again. And then we can do some actual work. And then apart from feeding sheep, that will be it for winter. I know we need to plough the grass field once I've mown it. Ooh. Got our second pallet of fabric. When is the price of that good? May. Okay. Got a long wait. Right. What are we going to do with the grass? Lag. Guess we could mow it and head it straight to hay and store the hay. So we still feed. So yeah, and I guess we feed expired food still. Yeah. That's going back to what I was talking about on Friday, I guess. But just thinking that Joe Seals feeds like expired bread and stuff, doesn't he? So yeah. Yeah. But I think we used to feed a lot worse than just expired bread. Which I think was kind of what I was trying to get at. What's the narrowest working width we've got? Actually, let's set everything up. 71. Straight to hay. We'll put the conditioner on. We need a narrow working width, and that was the working width of the mower. 2.6, I'm not sure I believe that. 3? Yeah, I believe that. There we go. Let's make some hay. Yeah, I guess that's the big, maybe that was the change that I was thinking of, that we used to feed like the non-human consumable meat products. Monarchs, how you doing? I did wonder if you guys over on the mainland would still be awake. It's a bit later for you guys. I'm not going to be going super long anyway. Ooh, the trees have changed. The trees look quite good. And I've got some performance back as well, which is also good. I cleared my shader cache, and it seems to have made a difference. Very nice. I'm enjoying an apple tango, sugar-free, because I'm crazy. My neighbour's not going to be very impressed, is he, with me chucking hay into the field? Oh. It's interesting that I'm able to completely cut the headland. Less responsible and more kind of have to with the meds and stuff. So. Let's go with responsible though. Let's go with me being responsible. Dog's having a quick drink break. He always does that. He has managed to not set all the alarms off recently, which is quite impressive. So, you know, let's give him that. Let's give him that. It has been 24 days, it would appear. At least on here. Oh, you're not going to shift into reverse automatically for me, are you? Come on. I almost considered coming on to Saxthorpe instead of REHBACH, because I have so much combining to do on there. But I knew that would take quite a while, and then we wouldn't make progress on here. So yeah, that was a bit bumpy. So we'll get some hay mown on here, and then hopefully I'll be back on here again sooner. Yeah, I noticed you were playing it as well. It's a very nice map. All of his maps are very nice, though, aren't they? It's partly why I picked it for the other stuff as well. They're also a really good size for doing stuff. Well done, Pete. Well done. The house is so much busier at the moment. You got caught again. You got caught again. That's cool. That's cool. How old is your son? I barely remember my own age, let alone other people's ages, let alone other people's kids' ages. I had that. Oh, cool. Don't let him watch tomorrow's one. Right. There is an incident of swearing. Okay. Yeah, there is an incident of swearing in tomorrow's one. Just to pre-warn you. Yeah, I always forget how old I am, because I always forget I've had a birthday. And I realised last week that I'm 46, not 45. But that doesn't bother me. It's just I kind of forget how old I am. Like, Pete has clearly forgotten how old he is. I would say it's a significant milestone, Marmux, but it really makes very little difference. It's just another day. You know, you're just a day older. In my mind. But my mind is not the same as other people's minds, so. For some people, it's a massive milestone. For others, it's whatever day it'll be. Yeah. And I get that. I get for some people that it's a big thing. For me, it was not. I'm trying to remember what we did for my 40th birthday. Yeah, I don't remember what we did for my 40th birthday. I think do what you want to do and you're going to enjoy. For me, I wouldn't enjoy a big celebration, but if you're going to enjoy it, crack on. Crack on. You must be a really long way down that hill now then, Pete. I'm guessing got drunk. Yeah. I pretty much did the same thing on my 21st. Pretty much, and yeah. And most of my birthdays around then. Obviously, now all the dogs have got up and are walking around and having drinks and all that stuff. Having been asleep for the last 2 hours. Because that's what you do. Can't be 120. He's only 40, Monarchs. He just had a really, really hard paper round. Because if he looks like he does now at 40... I hate to think what he's going to look like when he's actually old. I keep hitting the mute button, that's why you can't hear them. Well, I keep trying to hit the mute button. Up. I'm going to lift the back up as well, there we go. It's just a bit annoying. Oh, that's kind of random. Let's TED that, shall we? And the teenager's just gone out, so she will be coming back home soon, and that will probably result in chaos. I'm going to do another headland, because I haven't given myself enough room to turn around, really. I think I'm used to more than 3 meters of mowing capacity. But it's kind of cool playing with this random stuff. Kind of like it. Wow. Does his name begin with G? And end in odd? But that felt like a Kartek inspired joke. I felt like one Kartek would make. I think this time on a Sunday is probably too late to be doing this. Because there's like 2 of you. It's broken my fear of hitting the button and getting myself organised. So it's kind of the main thing. Come on. It's weird how, I don't know if it's because I've got different settings on here. It might be settings. Some tractors you can just hit reverse when you've got cruise control on and they go backwards, and some they don't. It could be a settings thing. But well, I'll push it across to YouTube anyway, so I haven't looked at the analytics on here for a little while. I don't think it makes huge amounts, so it's better if there are people here. It tends to do better then. Yes, switch direction is set to manual. I always have it set to manual. I can't do the hit brake to go backwards thing. It breaks my head. There's only two. I think one of them is a bot that's part of the stuff I have set up. So there's just the two of you, I believe. Ah. Jumped up. Jumping up. Yeah, I've always used the manual direction switch because I used to use them. There was a mod for it in 19, wasn't there? Was it a mod? I think it was a mod, which I used as, was it a mod? I can't remember. I've always used it, I'm pretty sure, in playing. Because the idea of holding reverse very quickly became kind of alien as a way of playing. The only time that I use it, I used to have to use it on PS4 because I couldn't find the control, hey Connor, to switch into reverse, and that used to completely mess with my brain. Yeah, I have always, the idea of holding brake to go backwards doesn't work for me. Even though I play on keyboard, it is still brake. And Mr. Smock Farmer, how you doing, buddy? Oh, that was not the correct key. That was the key to get out of the vehicle. Suddenly the number of people has significantly increased, which is cool. It's like having a chat in Discord, but with me playing Farm Sim at the same time. Yeah, so for those that are arriving, this is not going to be a particularly long stream because I'm kind of tired, and it was a breaking the habit of not stream, if that makes sense, because I'd got into that habit of not streaming this, so I wanted to do something to break that habit. No, you can't say what you want, Pete. Specifically you. You are the one who is not allowed to say what you want. I have it set so that just Pete can't say things. go down that one. No, it's more for if... it's more for the Thursdays when there's sometimes more people here, and therefore there needs to be more control. If it was only ever like the 10 or so of you, then it'd be cool. But I forgot to turn those off. It is one of the downsides of sheep. Well, sheep without a very customised pasture. I don't get slurry and manure. Up, up. And yes, the Ant Smog, it is a nice little setup for doing this. It's I kind of like having the random kit on here. The only thing that I'm tempted to get rid of is the Unimog, to swap it for an actual tractor. But the problem I've got is that I think I've got kit now, 180, 150. We'd need a pretty hefty tractor to run some of the kit that we've got. So I think probably the tractors that I would be interested in getting, which would be like one of the smaller Fence, wouldn't run that. No. I don't mind having to windrow it afterwards. That's not a problem. I think I got at least some of this stuff in the sales. So, yeah. For now, we'll stick with what we've got. I need to add a skip row on there. There we go. Yeah. They are both options. And it's not like we couldn't afford to do that, actually. Maybe that would be sensible. Maybe both are right. Maybe if I remember, because I don't believe I have either of those installed. So, the other thing is, does the Elho require much power? Because we do not have an excess of power with our little riggy track. So I'm already using an MB track on the Oaks, so I don't really want to use another the same on here. Don't think I have installed the tractor I had in mind. No, I do not. And I could always sell the kit that I brought, because I brought it in sales, so I could always just replace it. That wouldn't be a massive problem. 30 horsepower is probably okay. Because, yeah, because the one we're using is 30 horsepower, so that would work. As long as it's got the same work, you know, the same 3 meter working width as the mower. No, that didn't work. Oh, we've got our first pallet of onions. Awesome. Someone remind me to install it, and we'll have a look at it. But I am quite tempted to I think only the cultivator is going to be an issue with the tractors that I've got in mind for power. So we might just get rid of that and get something smaller. Right. I quite like the Unimog, but I would quite like to have a play with some of the small fence that I've not used, so this feels like a good place to be using them. I almost installed it before I started, but didn't have time in the end. I might try and get this windrow before we finish. Or not, I'm not sure. Indeed it is, Pete, indeed it is. Up, up, off, hold. Oh. Just get those random bits that it didn't seem to hit. There we go. Right. I am not going to put these in the shed today because my brain is a little tired. They can go there for now. And getting that out is going to be fun. Let's move the Schaefer. Actually, I need to get a bucket and move all that grain grist now that we've got a silo. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Don't know what you mean. There was like a raised spot in the ground that I just detached it onto. It was fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine. That looks maybe okay. I was going to say I don't know if this will all fit in the hay loft, but we also have the silo, which is a bulk silo, so it will go in there if not. We should be okay. And this feels quite reminiscent of one of the very first ones, because I think that might have been what we did. Because then I paused while I decided whether I was going to bale or loading wagon it. Take my medication. See how quickly we can get this windroad. Hopefully it won't take too long. Need to remind myself about the garden as well and how that works. Because having installed it, I haven't actually looked at it since. Yes, we are windrowing across the concrete. Realism is key. I'm just going to get a, I guess the bucket for the chafe is going to be tiny, isn't it? And a loading wagon won't pick it up. I might get a grain auger. There's a little grain auger mod that would do it, I think. Load it into the trailer to move it. That might be a better way of doing it. Just seems kind of crazy to have it sitting on the floor like that, or at least all of it sitting on the floor like that. Most of it might as well go into the silo. Probably most of it will be sold, actually. I really notice how much heat my laptop throws out when I do this. Hello, Joker. And quite often we'll have fan running normally, sat in here, and they don't. And yeah, it becomes very apparent how much heat is being generated. Which is quite a lot. Actually, what's your I was going to say new laptop, but you've had it a while now, Pete. What's that like for heat? Because that's quite a beastly laptop from what I remember. I'm kind of wondering how crazy that is for the amount of heat that it throws out. Because basically it feels like I'm sitting with a heater on my lap at the moment. Which is essentially standard for a gaming laptop, but you know. I had to, yeah. I don't think there's much you can do to change that, but you up. No point windrowing the windrow. No, we don't need to do anymore. This is all a bit messy, isn't it? Oh. You can tidy it up when we get the loading wagon in here. Doesn't look like it should pick up that edge, but it just about touches, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if I finished what I was trying to say with FPS. I seem to have recovered FPS on all of my saves. because I have been having issues lately. I cleared all of the shader caches, or both shader caches, because I have 2 sets of settings and saves. And that seems to have helped. So, if you're struggling, do that. Kind of standard advice, but I've kind of forgotten / ignored it. So, that's pretty good actually, because my fans tend to run at like 100%. So, no, didn't mean to do that. Didn't want to press that button. No, not going to make that turn. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm pretty much assuming that at the moment, almost everything in my laptop is at 100%. Well, no, the CPU's not normally doing this, but the graphics card and the fans are at 100%. And it is literally just like being sat with a fan heater. Which, as the summer comes, kind of sucks. We haven't had to break out the air conditioner yet, which is good because it's quite loud, but it is really nice having air conditioning. I definitely recommend if you if you like in the summer where here, well, I guess you know when it gets really hot, we've got a portable air conditioning unit that we bought for Mrs. D's work in the past, and it's now we use it in the house, and it's brilliant. So good. Yeah, I'm guessing it switches a chunk of the CPU off when you're gaming because it has efficiency cores. And I guess when you're not gaming, it doesn't need to use the 4090 that's in it. So. Well, that's that jobbed. Definitely need to pick up a sprayer as well. And proper tractor's definitely needed on here. Proper tractor is definitely needed. Anyway, we've not filled up a pallet of wool yet. How are we looking for feed now? We actually need to start giving them feed. Hey, we'll have something to do next time. Anyway, thanks for those of you that stopped by. Pete, Marlux, Smock, Connor, was nice to have you here. And hopefully it won't be so long between the next one. And I'll see you guys next time.